This video is proudly sponsored by Yugioh Pro Deck for all of your deck building, pack opening, and discussion needs. Hey everyone, Egman here with another video, and right now we have the Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel N and R rarity event. I don't actually know what the N stands for. I know the R stands for rare. Is N just normal? I know it's like a common, so it's like common and rares pretty much. And I've got 3 lists that I've been really enjoying playing with it. And once again, like since this is all just like super cheap cards, like it's fun that you can like build a whole lot of decks and play a whole lot of decks in the format. So I think that is really interesting. Obviously, like there's not as many rewards for doing so, but like the gem rewards are a little bit less. But I don't know, I'm still having fun with it. It's still fun to play, and really just kind of going in and making my own decks. So we're gonna go through 3. This is the only one I put on Yugioh Pro because this is the one that I thought was, I don't know, I had the most fun with this one. I think it's the best of the 3 I've been playing too. Which I don't know if that means that this one's good or the rest of mine are bad, but we'll start with this one. So this is Prank Kids, and you know, all the main deck monsters are just neutrals, are normals, are commons, or however the N stands for still. And they're great cards. They're fantastic for the archetype. The biggest thing that's hindering them in this format are I guess 2 things. One, you don't have Meow Meow Mew because that is a super rare, so you have to have 2 Prank Kids out to start going up your link stuff. And no Battle Butler. Battle Butler would be broken, obviously, but without Meow Meow Mew, you have to be a little bit more creative with your starters, and mostly that means you have to start with a fusion. So we do have 3 Pandemoniums and 1 Polymerization for it too, and that's pretty much it. Like that's just like the main deck. So like if you get your fusion, or you're able to just get like 2 Prank Kids to stick 1 turn after the other, you're kind of good. And so to do that, we do have like a lot of like trap cards to help us there. Obviously, 2 Prank Kids pranks is really good in this format, being able to, this can be like another summon for you. And like honestly, just having like 2 Prank Kids and either a Polymerization or Prank Kid pranks really just starts your plays. So it's moderately consistent for what you're doing. And it's pretty small. So the rest of the package is just kind of like traps to kind of control and kind of go from there. So Torrential Tribute's really good. Boundless Trap Hole, Compulse. And then Paleozoic is like, so this is kind of like a Paleozoic build of Prank Kids 2. And like the only reason I did this was because like, oh, this is, it's Dropsies. It's a level 2 water aqua monster, right? So wetlands boost all this. So all these getting plus 12k attack. We have a bunch of these Paleozoics too, and so there's just synergy with that too. Like this is a 2200 level 2 with wetlands out. And we just gain a lot of it. Like we just like get a bunch of big bodies. Obviously, with the Paleozoics, their effects are great. They're very good for value, and then also they're not affected by monster effects after they are banned or once they get summoned back. So it's very hard to get rid of these sometimes as well. So this is kind of the idea of the deck. And then I'd say like the MVP also is Weather Washer is really good. So it is just 2k attack, but if your Prank Kids monsters attack, your opponent can't activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step. And a lot of people are playing like battle traps right now, so being able to prevent that is good. You can also tribute this card on your opponent's turn to get 2 Prank Kids on fusion monsters in the graveyard to special summon them, and they can't be destroyed by battle this turn, which means you can go into your things. And like this, honestly, turn 1 doing a fusion, going to this, and then you get your 2 Prank Kids out, and you can go into your Doodle Doo and your Bow Wow Bark are fine too. You have to be careful with your spacing too, but like you can get like Weather Washer for 2, get 2 Prank Kids out, use those 2 Prank Kids to go into Doodle Doo. You get 2 more Prank Kids back out, and then you can go into your Bow Wow Bark. So the only other thing about this is that you want to make sure you know where your spacing is, because like this guy can give something plus 10k attack or 1k attack for it. So and then this also has like the tribute effect on your opponent's turn. It goes into your hand. And then the Doodle Doo is your own turn, but you can get 2 cards with different names in general. So if you need any more Prank Kids, if you need to get a Pandemonium and like another Pranks or something, Fancy being able to send things to the graveyard is more important in this build too, just because like if you need to find something, you can do that, and then you can go into Doodle Doo and then pop it and bring it back to hand. That's just the main deck of it. The other addition, like you just get a bunch of power. Like this becomes like a 3k body that can swing in that your opponent can't activate effects on. And then like the additional cards, like Cat Strike is a cute little addition because some cards have like a hard time destroying cards by battle. And then you can also detach this to make one of your other Exceeds like double power. So like you can make like number 70 a 48k or 4800 and kind of swing in from there. This is just good because it lets you pop 2 cards. Or like, yeah, you can detach and destroy spell or trap. It's not a quick effect because we don't have that, but just being able to do that good. And Corbage as well. You can go this on top of your spider, and then you can detach a material, and then shuffle a defense into the graveyard. So like being able to, or into the deck. So being able to does this target? Yeah, it probably does target, right? Yeah, target, but like without destroying, like non-destruction removal is good right here. So that's like the whole thing of the deck. You're just getting a bunch of card advantage, you get a bunch of bodies out, and kind of go from there. So really like this one. I think it's super fun and super easy to go through. And there we go. So let's go into our next one. Next up, we have Cyber Dragons, and I totally forgot that Cyber Dragon was a rare. I thought it would be like a super rare in this, but it's fine with this. And you get some like kind of cute plays with a lot of this kind of stuff too. Obviously, all these main deck monsters are normals, and so they're all Cyber Dragons, which are nice, and being able to use their effects to kind of go off and stuff. Hers is still probably the best one, even though it's just a level 1. Being able to, since the graveyard, you add a Cyber Dragon from your deck or graveyard to your hand, so that gets like a lot of good recursion. Nanchester is good too, being able to special summon stuff and go from there. Like the biggest thing that you need to make sure is like getting 2 level 5s out to get your Nova is a little bit tricky sometimes, but if this is special summon, it becomes a level 5. If this is normal summon, you get to make all your monsters or all your Cyber Dragons level 5, which are good. So like you can have Ver and then kind of go from there. Like the other kind of like super fun play against this is that you can just use this Jirkuru. So this is a machine monster. So you use your Kaiju, tribute it, and then you just summon a Cyber Dragon, either special summon with this effect or you just normal summon like any of the other ones. And then from there, you can just go straight into Fortress Dragon. So you can clear your opponent's board super duper easy. Go into a 2k attack stick. Bigger if you go in from there and just kind of wreak havoc with it. So it's just really good for, like, this is a really good going second deck because of that. You can clear any like obnoxious monsters your opponent might have. Go from there. Also, Cybernetic Overflow is such a boon in this deck. Being able, like, this goes like +3 sometimes by like just popping through your opponent's cards. For 1 trap, you have to get some setup with the graveyard and everything, and you like having these in the graveyard is important, so you do lose out on it, but man, it is very, very good when it works, and it feels good. So I do recommend that as well. Lightning Vortex and also Dynamiscus is important for this deck too, because you have to kind of get cards into your graveyard. Some cards just like need to be in the graveyard to activate, so not having those are kind of stinky. And then we also have Link Apple. This, once again, I looked at this deck. I didn't know that Cyber Dragon was legal in this format until someone played it against me. Like, oh yeah, shoot, it's a rare. So they were running this Link Apple card, and I think this is honestly a really good card just for the format. So you, as long as you're not playing any links, you can it's pretty much like a free draw 1, which is kind of nice. And then going from there, Cyber Repair Plant. If you have a Cyber Dragon in your graveyard, you can activate this one effect, so you can add a light machine monster from your deck to your hand. So this finds literally everything, including the Kaiju. So like being able to search this out. Having the Cyber Dragon in graveyard can be a little bit tricky sometimes, but it's good. And then everything else is pretty self-explanatory. Nova is great, and then also if it destroys by a card effect, you can special summon a machine fusion monster from your extra deck, which is why we have this boy. That's the only way you can special summon it, but this can make 2 attacks for the turn. It can't attack your opponent directly, but you can cheese it out with Forbidden Chalice by negating its effects, and then it can attack directly too. So big beat stick, and then also negates effects of monsters it destroys, and everything else. And then if it destroys a monster, inflicts. So like this is just like a big body that can inflict battle damage or just go for games. So I think that's really it. This one's okay too. So 2 level 5s, since we were level 5 heavy. You can attach 1 level exceeds, target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, target the monster. If you do inflict damage, you can put the Aandroidd's direct attack. So this can just be removal for big boys. But there we go. This deck is pretty fun. It's sometimes you have consistency issues, but more or less you kind of go off and it feels good. And like no one's OTKing you, so you can have like a turn or 2 to kind of set up. And once again, being able to just summon the Kaiju and then a Cyber Dragon and then clear like your opponent's board and set you up your own is just really, really good in this format. All right, that is that one. Let's go to our last one. All right, and last one. This one I think I was like the most excited for, but it's just been okay. Is gadgets. I really do like gadgets as a format, and all the gadgets are here, including the gold and silver ones. So they're fine. Like this has like a lot of good recursion and card advantage, but it's, I don't know, sometimes like your opponent just goes off. Like you can do a lot of 1-for-1 trades, but you're not really doing a lot. There's not like a big like extra deck monster you can really go into a lot of the time that like you just feel good about summoning. Like they're all kind of just okay, which is, I don't know, this is a grindy deck, and I've won games with this one too, but it's a little clunky sometimes. But once again, getting the gadgets, getting continual hand advantage, and having like a lot of good effects like Miscus, and then also like EMR to go 1-for-1 on something. Lightning Vortex is good. I think these are all like okay plays and stuff, but it doesn't do anything super fancy, which is my only thing. There are like just a bunch of like, this is like rank 4 deck for a lot of ways. We have just so many like generically good rank 4 monsters that are rare quality. This is like the good one too, because if you have EMR, like this can destroy 2 things and like after attacking directly and everything, and kind of go from there. Nothing too fancy. We also do have this guy, so it's 2 level 8 monsters, which you can do with the Anchor Drill. And something to be careful, I always forget to do this, is that it only special summons an Earth Machine monster, and all the gadgets are Earths, but these are lights. So don't like normal summon this and be like, oh, why did I not special summon anything? So, but with this effect too, you can go into it, make 2 things level 4s, and then from there, or make 2 things level 8, and then go into this guy and go to this guy. So I think this deck I kind of built, and I didn't really go too much different with it. So I think there's a lot of things you can do with gadgets right now, and it's a really fun deck. But I don't know. You guys can try it. Obviously, there's like you don't lose anything for building these decks. They're all very, very cheap to make. Obviously, that's the whole point of the event. And I think gadgets are fun, and I do like the archetype of it. But I don't know. I super like Cyber Dragons. This was a big surprise to me that I could play this and it was fun. So I do like that. And then Prank Kids as well. Like both these were like decks that I thought like, oh man, I play these already, but they just won't be good for this format. And I was wrong. So it was a fun little surprise, and I still like doing the ideas and the decks for it. So that's going to be it for me. Let me know what decks you guys have been enjoying playing for this as well. If you guys want me to make more videos for this format too, let me know. I know it's not like as interactive as like the Exceeds format we already had, but I'm having fun, and I'm at least earning gems for it too. So I think that's all good. And there we go. So once again, this deck will be in the description. The other 2 you can, if you want me to make a Yugioh Pro link for it, let me know. But I'll, you got the images here for them too. And I highly recommend trying these out. They're a lot of fun. But that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you all next time.
Damn it. Damn it.